Welcome, folks, to the Tcbarterdotcom YouTube channel, where we talk about the green team. What's the green team? What happened? How come it stopped? Oh,
It's still live on YouTube.
oh, well, it must have been a note taker that stopped. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Sorry, folks. I got distracted today. So we start out the show talking about the Dow Jones average. Oh my gosh, 40,000, 40,000, 40,000. Wow, wow. How about NASDAQ? Wow, 17,000. Wow. I thought it was high when it was 5,000. Wow. What's gold doing? 3,000. Wow, wow. Oh my goodness. What's crypto doing over here at CoinGecko? For the week, up, up, up. Look at this. 7% up, 6% up for the week for Bitcoin and crypto and Ethereum. Everything's going up, 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 up. My goodness, what am I going to do? How can I get in on this game going up, up, up? Well, I can go buy some gold for 3,000 bucks for 1 ounce, I guess. I can buy some stock that's way, way up, or I can pick out one of these cryptos. Well, there's only 30,000 choices here. Which one am I going to pick? Well, let's look at the smaller crypto, the ones that are not on CoinGecko. How about the Ethereum network, all these small ones? Well, what, 20,000 choices again. Lots of them are up. How can I get in this game? What am I going to do? Well, Ethereum has a lot of has high fees compared to some chains, as you know, cost 5, 10, $15, sometimes $100 to do a trade. So Ethereum's interesting, but what's better than that? Well, my opinion is what's better than that is Pulsechain, because Pulsechain tokens, the fees are like less than $1, sometimes 3 cents, 5 cents, 30 cents to make a transaction, sometimes less than a penny, depending on the network volume. So for me, I'm going to do my fishing expedition on Pulsechain. And so what am I going to pick? I can look and see what has the highest volume on Pulsechain, and that would be Sparta, but it's down 14% in the last 6 hours. It's up 1,900% in the last 24 hours. Sounds a little risky to me. If it can go up 1,900% in one day, it could go down 1,900% in one day, maybe. Heck, so that's a good one for me. It's down some, but it's starting up. Well, there's a possibility. I like PulseX, another possibility. It's down some, which means that in the bargain territory to me, heading up a little. Much rather buy something that's heading up a little bit than something that's still heading down. So if all these columns straight across are all red, that says to me, wait, for me. If all these columns across are all red except the 5 minute and the 1 hour, if I like the token, that says to me it's time to buy because it's starting up, it's moving up. If it's moving up, it's probably going to keep moving up. If it's moving down, 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 it's probably going to keep moving down. So after I buy it, it's going to go down some more, maybe. So I'm kind of looking for something that's down, but starting up. To me, there's four things that make a token attractive. One of them is that it has less liquidity than most. If I go try and buy some Bitcoin or some Ethereum, or even this PulseX, look, there's $8 million worth of liquidity. If I look at Hex, look, there's $2.8 million worth of liquidity. If I buy $100 worth or $500 worth, it's not going to affect that price much because there's so much liquidity. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a token that has fairly low liquidity. I'm looking for one that's hopefully starting up, or better yet, one that has a green team behind it. And we're going to explain that. A green team is a group of people that concentrate on that one particular token. And when they see it red, they buy it because they want it to be green. They're the green team. They help support it by buying some when it's not green. So I'm looking for a token that has low liquidity. It has a green team that's a tribe, a group of people that are concentrating on that one particular token. What else is good? Oh, I want it to have a utility. What's it good for? What can I do with it? if I got $1,000 worth of it, what can I do with it? I want it to have a utility. So, well, it's a loaded question because I already know which one I like, of course. The one I like is ETHTC. So if I go to my watch list and I look at ETHTC, it's up for 24 hours. So maybe I'm in a waiting mode because it's already up. The goal of the ETHTC green team, and it has one, it has a tribe of people who want to buy it when it turns red. They want to turn green. Look, we're green for 24 hours. Why do they want to turn it green? Well, because here, let's look at the ETHTC green team tracking sheet. If I put in $100, who do I send my money to? Do I send it to somebody? No, I just send it to the liquidity pool. I go to a decentralized exchange and I click and I buy $100 worth. And that liquidity pool, if it's kind of small, that $100 worth is going to help the price go up better than if it was a gigantic liquidity pool. So one thing about the ETHTC token is it has a fairly low liquidity pool. Look, $25,000 on this pair. It's not 1.2 million. It's not 5 million. It's $25,000. So my $100 has a much better chance of helping it go up than if it was a gigantic liquidity pool. What else about the ETHTC token? Is it good for something? Wow, look at this. A whole bunch of websites where I can buy, sell, trade with ETHCC. It has a utility that I can go to a website and I can use it to buy something. Cars for sale, real estate, vacation rentals, accommodations. These things are not guaranteed to be available. It's whatever somebody's advertising that it's available. Everybody has their choice. Here's another website, Tcbarterdotcom. And if I go to the marketplace at Tcbarterdotcom, here's a bunch of things offered for sale. And look at that. A bunch of them want ETHTC. It's spendable. It's usable. It has utility. And in fact, here at Tcbarter.com, if you want, you can trade your ETHTC to get TC. And the difference there is that TC is off the blockchain, which means there's no gas fees at all. There's no transaction fees. In fact, there's no fees to advertise here at Tcbarter.com. You can go here and do a new listing and it's free. You can put in what you have and what you want. And it doesn't cost anything. And if you trade with TC, it doesn't cost anything. There's no transaction fees. There's no blockchain fee. It's also off the blockchain, which means it's more private. All your cryptocurrency is a public transaction. The TC is off the blockchain. There's no gas fee and it's a private transaction. Nobody can see what address send it to you. Nobody can see how much you have. Nobody, the public can't see where you spent it because it's a off the blockchain token. Another advantage of TC, let's say you have some ETHTC that you've bought and the price is going up and down. And you're tired of the price going up and down. So if you want, you can trade it for TC. The price stops going up and down. It's worth $1 a piece once you get your TCs. Their steady tradable value is $1 each, where ETHTC is on the blockchain, which means the price could go up and down. Well, that's the advantage of ETHTC. The price can go up and down. In fact, the price can go up. If the green team's behind it and the green team is buying it, the price can go up. The price of your TC, once it's off the blockchain, is just steady at $1 trade value. The price of ETHTC can increase, just like any cryptocurrency. So let's say I want to join the ETHTC green team. Let's say I buy $100 worth of ETHTC. Well, if the green team achieves its goal of going up an average of 2% a day, that $100 in 37 days is going to be worth $200 that I could go spend at tcbarter.com. So for $100, I got $200 worth of spending value. And in fact, if the green team's successful in keeping the average at 2% a day, every 37 days, my $100 doubles again if I haven't spent it. If I put in $100 and wait a year and it averages 2% gain per day for a year because there's a green team behind it buying it when it turns red, that $100 in a year, if the green team achieves its goal of maintaining that average of 2% a day increase, is now worth $135,000 that I can go transfer over here to tcbarter.com or one of the other websites where ETHTC is handled, and I can trade it to get TC and I can spend it, or I can just spend it as ETHTC. Some people on this website want ETHTC, some of them want either one or both. If we go over here to the market and see what they're asking for, this one wants ETHTC directly as a blockchain token. This one wants TC. Well, if you have ETHTC, you can get either one. TC is the steady $1 constant value of trade value, and ETHTC is the one that can increase and make a profit for you. So that's the green team concept. Another concept of the green team is that once you do have a profit, it's going to be better to spend it rather than selling it. Because let's say I have $10,000 worth of ETHTC and I sell $500 worth. Now I have $500 and I have a value of $9,500 left in my account, or at least I should have, but there's not, because when you sell, it makes the rest of the $10,000 worth that you didn't sell go down in value. So instead of being worth $9,500 because you sold $500 worth, the rest of your tokens that you didn't sell go down because there was a seller, namely you. And now that 9,500, because it went down in value, might only be worth 9,300 or 9,200 or 9,000. So by selling, I'm hurting myself and the entire green team. So what we think is better is to spend instead of selling. When my $100 turns into $135,000 of portfolio value, if I sell that, it dumps the price. It dumps the price on the part that I didn't sell. It dumps the price on the rest of the green team. If somebody's selling, some people are going to sell, you can't stop that, but there's more buying than selling. There's more spending than selling. And so as long as I spend my 135,000 instead of selling it, I don't affect the price, because when I'm spending, I'm sending it from my account to another account. That's not a sale. It doesn't affect the price at all. If I spend this $500, I still have 9,500 value, and I didn't affect the value of it by selling. I just transferred 500 from my account to a different account because I'm transferring it to the seller, whatever I'm buying. And that doesn't cause the price to go down. So that's one of the features of a token that I like to pick. It's got low liquidity, it's got a utility, and people are tending to spend it instead of selling it. There's another feature that I forgot to talk about. I need to write them down. There's 4 features that I like about ETHTC. Now I can't remember the 4th one. Low liquidity, utility. I don't know. We'll think of it. So here we go. We're on the tracker. We found out that we can buy stuff with it. Oh, well, what can we buy with it? Well, there's also, here we go. I wanted to make this announcement. Today I'm kind of jumbled into my train of thought. I need to make myself an outline. So how do I get TC? Well, we talked about that you can get it with your ETHTC or other cryptocurrency if you're smart and you're spending instead of selling, and you're not causing the rest of your portfolio to go down in value because they're selling. You can trade it in and get TC at Tcbarter and go spend it. Or you can spend it as ETHTC directly. But one of the ways you get...
So, Donald, do they need to have a wallet for TCs, or they can just be on the app?
If it's TC itself, they don't need a wallet. There's no gas fees. It's off the blockchain. They can just sign up over here for free. New listing. They put in a listing and they can start earning them. There's no blockchain fees, no wallet. The Tcbarter website basically is the wallet for TC. So that's the answer to that question. So we're over here at how do you get TC? Well, you can earn them you can place a free ad at Tcbarterdotcom, and you can advertise your professional services, dental work or eyeglasses, or maybe you clean carpets or fix roofs or do tree trimming. Maybe you have vacation rentals or real estate for sale. You can list it for free here and earn some TC. You can also place your products, gift certificates, and pledges on consignment in the TC store. I've got some of those gift certificates and pledges that I can show you today that are in the TC store that are for sale for TC. We'll get to that in a minute. You can also earn TC by referring a friend. You get a unique referral link over here when you click on refer a friend, invite a friend, and you can either show them this QR code and they can sign up in Tcbarter.com. It's free. It was free for you and it's free for them, but you get 10 TCs if they sign up and they place a validated listing with a good email and everything. Or you can copy this link and text it to them or email it to them. So you refer a friend, that's another way to earn TCs. You can advertise your services or things for sale. You can put things on consignment in the TC store. You can share your own unique referral link and earn 10 TC each, or you can buy your TC with ETHTC or other cryptocurrency. So join the green team. What's the green team? The green team is a unique band of supporters for one particular crypto token at a time. We each buy a small amount whenever it's down to turn it green again. Our goal is to support a 2% per day increase, which is 1,300% increase a year. If I put in $100 into ETHTC and the green team achieves its goal, a year from now, I have $135,000 in portfolio value that I can go spend at Tcbarter.com. And we'll talk about what you can get. There's no commitments, no financial advice. We do this show about 8 o'clock in the morning Mountain Time on YouTube. And you can go to our YouTube channel, where you are right now, Tctrademark.com. The .com is spelled out, DOTCOM, Tctrademark.com on YouTube. The goal of the green team is a 2% per day increase for ETHTC, which is on the Pulsechain. And if successful, $800 could turn into $1 million portfolio value in 1 year. There's no guarantee of that. It's just a fun goal for us all. Join this game. See your 2% potential chart here, which is where we were right here. Boom. So if you put in $100, what if you put in $800 gradually over time? Put in 50 here, 50 there, and gradually end up with $800 in here. Over time, well, in 37 days, you could take out $800 profit for free and still have $800 and start over again. Or you could leave the $800 in for a year. And if the green team achieves its goal and maintains an average of 2% a day increase, you may have $1 million that you can spend at Tcbarter.com. Sure, you could sell some of it, but why do you want to hurt yourself by selling? Why do you want to hurt the value of the ones that you didn't sell by selling? Why do you want to hurt the rest of the green team by selling? So here at the green team, we preach, pick a token like ETHTC that has low liquidity, so it's easier to make it go up. Pick a token that has utility. You can go spend it at Tcbarter.com and half a dozen other websites. Pick a token where there's a green team behind it, where everybody's buying when it's red. Well, not everybody. Many are buying when it's red, and many are spending instead of selling. If I had $1 million portfolio after a year by putting in $800 now, and if the team achieves its goal, I've got $1 million portfolio. Even if it goes up only 2% a month at that point, I still got $20,000 a month in free tokens as my profit that I can go out and spend at Tcbarter.com or those other websites. So am I going to put my mortgage money in here? No. I'm going to have a job. Okay, I got a job. I'm going to have a little bit of savings. Okay, I got a little bit of savings. I'm going to have a balanced budget. My credit cards are mostly up to date. Okay, that's good. A little bit of real estate. I should be buying a little bit of real estate, maybe a house or something. Maybe I want to have some Bitcoin or some gold for stability. My goodness, gold is up 50% in the last short while. Maybe I want to have a little bit of gold. But when I'm done with all of that stuff and I still have $100, well, here's something fun I can do with $100. And I'm not going to depend on it to pay my mortgage. I'm not going to depend on it to have to take it out for this or that. I'm going to leave it in for a year and let that $100 turn into $135 worth of fun stuff. Well, what's the fun stuff that I can get? I can go to Tcbarter.com and I can click on restaurants, let's say. Look at all these restaurants that are available in exchange for TC. I've got $135,000 I can spend at restaurants. It only cost me $100 a year ago if the green team achieves its goal. That's not guaranteed, but it's a fun game. Look, there's another page of them. Or I can go to the TC store. Here's an example of what I can buy at the TC store. Here's a $25 Walmart gift card. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Anyway, there's a $25 Walmart gift card that I can buy at the TC store, and I can go to Walmart and spend my profits. Here's a $500 grocery gift certificate. I can go to Harmon's grocery store. Where do I hold this so you can see it? I can go to Harmon's grocery store. Here's $500 worth of groceries for my family. What did it cost me to get this $500 worth of groceries? Well, mostly kind of nothing if $100 turns into $135,000 that I can buy I can use some of it to buy a $500 gift card at Harmon's grocery store to get my groceries. I go to Walmart. I can go to the TC. Uh, I'm looking for the one I wanted to talk about next. There's one for Amazon. Where is it? I got these cards on consignment from the TC store. Well, let's just go through some of them. Here's Uber Eats. I can have food delivered to my house or my office. I can buy food for the whole office. I've got $135,000 worth of this that I can get in exchange for my TC if I start out with $100. And if the green team is successful, a year from now, I could have $135,000 worth of this. Here's Tucano's restaurant gift card. Where do I hold these so you can see them? Hold them in front of my face, I guess. Tucano's Brazilian Grill, $50 worth. Here's Top Golf. I can go golfing and I can pay for my Top Golf admission and food with my profits from my green team, right? Here's one for Subway sandwiches. I can trade for this Subway sandwich gift card with my ETHTC or my TC. And what did it cost me? $100. If the green team's successful, it gives me $135,000 worth for a year from now. Right? Here's 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 candy. I can go to 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 candy nationwide. I don't know if you can see these. How do I do this so you can see them? Anyway, here's a
I
card
can see
for
that.
25.
Yeah.
You see it right there in front of my face?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Here's 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 candy nationwide, USA. Go to any 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 candy store, swipe this card through their credit card machine. I get $25 worth of 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 candy. Where'd I get that from? Well, a year ago, I bought $100 worth of ETHTC, and if it was successful, now I got $135,000 that I can get. Here's a barbecue restaurant, barbecue grill. These are all on consignment in the TC store. That's where I got these. And they're available for anybody that has either TC or ETHTC to buy them. Here's movies, Cinemark movies. I can go pay for my soda pop and my snacks and pay for the admission to the movie itself at Cinemark Movies, nationwide, USA. And I can do it with my $100 that I put into ETHTC that's now maybe $135,000 worth a year later. Here's DoorDash. I can call up DoorDash. They'll go pick up my food for me at most any local restaurant and bring it to me. And I can pay for the delivery fee and the food with DoorDash. And I got $135,000 that I can spend that only cost me $100 a year ago if the green team's successful. There's no guarantee of that. This is a fun game. Here's Texas Roadhouse restaurants, $25 that I can go spend, and I can get this from the TC Barter store. $50 on Amazon. I can buy anything I want on Amazon, and this card will get me $50 worth of merchandise, whatever Amazon sells. $50, and I bought it with, or I can buy it with my TC. Right now it's on consignment in the TC store. It's waiting for you to buy it. But with my $50 worth of ETHCC or TC, I can get this Amazon card and buy anything there is on Amazon. Wow. And what did it cost me? I put in $100 a year ago and I waited to see if the green team was successful. Maybe I only got $50,000 value. Maybe $100 only turned into $50,000. That's still $50,000 worth of stuff that I can buy if people are offering it, if it's available in the TC store. Here's a gift card that's good at 5 different restaurants: Cheesecake Factory, Red Lobster, Panera Bread, Cracker Barrel, Chili's. This same card is good at any of those places. This card's worth $100, and I can buy it with my TC or my ETHTC, and I don't have to explain to the restaurant what TC is. I can just go in there with this gift card, swipe it through their credit card machine, and pay for my meals. So I'm pretty excited about this. I can put in $100, and depending on how successful the green team is, it might be worth more. I could lose my $100. What am I risking? How much have I risked if I decide to join the green team? I'm risking whatever it is I'm deciding to buy. And if I decide to buy $100 worth and the whole thing goes kaput, I could lose $100, right? Well, what's my risk? What have I risked? I risked $100. What's my gain? What's my potential gain? Who knows? Maybe 50,000, maybe 135,000. If the green team achieves its goal and it goes up an average of 2% a day, I've got $135,000 of fun stuff. Maybe I can get vacations. Maybe I can get a car. If I go to Tcbarterdotcom and I go, where's the search button here anyway? If I go here to market, go to search, I type in car. I want an Acura car. Whoa, here's an Acura for sale. I can buy it with TC. Look at this. 8,995 TC. Oh my goodness. Look at this. I can get myself a car. I get myself a car for $100. If I put in $100 and over the next year it only goes to 10,000, it doesn't go to 135,000 or even 50,000. It only goes to 10,000. I can get myself a car and I put in $100. I get myself a car for $100 in a sense. Well, that's a pretty fun game. I like this green team game. I'm interested in that. So how am I going to get some of this TC or ETHTC? Well, first of all, I have to start out and put in my $100 somewhere. So I've got to either put it into Coinbase or Kraken, or I can go to MetaMask. I can open up a MetaMask wallet at metamask.io, and I can buy some Ethereum in there directly. If you go to MetaMask and you download metamask.io, your account's going to start out in the Ethereum network. And you can, if you want to, click buy, and you can buy some Ethereum here, or you can transfer it in from Coinbase or Kraken. Is it Kraken or Kraken? I don't know. Anyway, I call it Kraken. Kraken. I'll call it Kraken. Sounds better. So I can transfer in from Kraken or Coinbase, or I can buy it directly in MetaMask. Now I have some Ethereum on the Ethereum network. Wait a minute. I want to buy ETHTC on the Pulsechain network because the fees are a lot lower. So what I'm going to have to do is go to Pulsechain.com, and at Pulsechain.com, it's going to show me this information that I need to put into my MetaMask wallet, so that now I will be able to see the Pulsechain network in my MetaMask wallet. So once I do that, I can click over here, and what do you know? I've got Pulsechain as an option. Okay. But what I've got so far is Ethereum on the Ethereum network. So in my MetaMask, I've got to be on the Ethereum network, and I got some Ethereum in here that I want to transfer over to Pulsechain. The way I do that is I go to pulsechain.com, make sure I'm in the Ethereum network, make sure I've got some Ethereum in my account that I've transferred in from Coinbase or Kraken, or else I bought it in MetaMask, and I can click where it says right here, bridge. And then I click this white button, and now I'm at the bridge where I can send it from the Ethereum network to the Pulsechain network, which is where it needs to be if I want to buy some ETHTC on the green team. So I click here, max, and I put in all the Ethereum I have. Then I got to hold back about 10% of the Ethereum to use for future gas fees. So I normally just transfer 90% of what I've got over to the Ethereum network and leave 10% of my Ethereum over here on the Ethereum network to use for future gas fees. Once I do that and I click connect wallet and I transfer it over, it takes about 30 minutes to an hour, and poof, that Ethereum will show up in my MetaMask wallet, and I can go to the Pulsechain network and I'll see it here. This particular wallet, when I go to Pulsechain, has 0.03 Ethereum in it. That's not very much, is it? Anyway, once I have it transferred over to the Pulsechain network, now instead of ETH, it's called WETH. It's wrapped Ethereum, because it's Ethereum from the Ethereum network, but it's riding on Pulsechain, so that I can spend it on the Pulsechain network with a lot lower fees. And besides that, that's where the ETHTC token is that I want to buy, because I'm on the green team. So how do I do that? Well, there's a couple of different good websites where I can do that. They're decentralized exchanges. One of them is app.piteous.io, app.piteas.io, app.piteous.io. And once I am in my MetaMask wallet, I'm in the particular wallet where I've got some wrapped Ethereum. Oops, I'm in the wrong network. I'm in Ethereum network. I need to be in Pulsechain network. Okay, and this wallet ends in 8cc. So I can see that I'm connected to wallet 8cc. So I'm connected to the right wallet in my MetaMask. In your MetaMask, you can have several wallets. I have a few that I use for demonstration like this. So we're in this 8cc wallet, and it's connected. And I have some WETH in there. Let me see how much is in there. Is there even enough to talk about? There's $58 worth in there. Okay, well, we'll use that, and we'll buy some ETHTC because I'm on the green team network. So what happens to my $58? Let me see. If I put $58 in here, what am I going to get in a year if the green team is successful? If it's not successful, I might be losing my $58, right? But if it's successful, my $58 might turn into $78,000 worth of spendability. I can buy that car with some of that. With $89.95 of that, I can buy that car for $58. Well, of course, I had to wait a year, and I had to hope that the green team was successful. I probably had to be on the green team, and maybe even I added another $58 now and then to kind of help it out. But look at that, $78,000 a year from now, this $58 that I'm spending right now, if the green team's successful. Well, let's try it. So let's see, we got $58 in here. Oh, we don't want PTS, we want ETHTC. But if I don't see ETHTC here as a choice, I can go over here to DEX Screener and I can search for ETHTC, and I can find, okay, here's an ETHTC. And I go down here and I look at the pair, and I don't get that one. I get the one right below it that says ETHTC. What I'm doing is I'm copying the contract address, which tells, look at this, green team's at work, up, up, up. Good job. Good job, green team. Let's see. So I'm going to copy the contract address of ETHTC. I'm not going to get the one that says pair. I'm going to get the one that says ETHTC and make sure it ends in 7AC8. So the one that ends in 7AC8 is the one I want. So I'm going to go over here and I'm plug that in here because Pitius didn't find it because I hadn't traded with ETHTC and Pitius before. But now I've got my wrapped Ethereum that I moved over from Ethereum. Now it's on Pulsechain. I've connected to my wallet. I changed my wallet over to Pulsechain. I got the contract address of ETHTC. Look at this. For $58, I get 11 million of those babies. That's pretty cool. Okay, so then I click swap, confirm swap. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you something. I'll do another trade to show you something I forgot to show you. Okay. So one pending, pretty soon that'll say confirmed. And that means that this wallet will have some more ETHTC in it. And besides that, when we go back to this chart over here, in the last 5 minutes, eventually when it, when it cycles and it catches up with itself, it'll start showing that ETHTC is going up in the last 5 minutes. But I wanted to show you something. So I'm going to switch to another wallet here. I think try number 10, wallet number 10 here has some wrapped Ethereum in it, I think. So we're in Pulsechain and we click tokens right here. And yep, here's some wrapped Ethereum we can use to buy some more. So we're in account 10. We got to make sure account 10 is connected. It ends in 2E8 and this connection up here says 2E8. So we're connected to the right wallet and we're using ETHTC, excuse me, we're using wrapped Ethereum that says there's $400 worth in here. So let's cut that down and just do like $100 or so. Okay, here's another $83. Let me see. Let's try 0.06. That's 99. Oh, 0.06. $99 worth. Okay, so we're going to do $100 worth basic. So we're so far for the day we'll be in at 158, let's say, and we'll check on what that'll be in a year if the green team's successful. So we're trading wrapped Ethereum, which is Ethereum from Ethereum riding on Pulsechain, and we want ETHTC. And what I wanted to show you is that you can compare. There's another website that's another decentralized exchange that you can compare and see which one will give me the best deal. And I'll show you that here. So I'm connecting to the wallet on this other one. I'm changing it to WETH that I want to spend, and I want to get ETHTC. And if it doesn't find it, see, I've done it before in this wallet, so it found it. If it didn't find it, that's when you go over to DEX Screener and get the contract address and put it in there. But it found it because I bought some in this wallet before, so it knows about it. And what I wanted to do is 0.06, I think it was 0.06 of Ethereum. Yeah, $99 worth. So see, this is shopping around, finding the best price. When you go over here to ETHTC on the DEX Screener, if you want, you can make a watch list that shows all the different options of how you can buy ETHTC. And these options have different prices because there's a different amount of liquidity in each one. The good thing is they all have low liquidity, which means it's easier to make the price go up. They don't have $6 million worth of liquidity, so my $100 means nothing. It's got low liquidity, so my purchase means something. It helps it move up more. But you look at these prices: 52.38, this is 52.09, 52.22. So what this decentralized exchange is doing is looking all around to find the best way to do it, the best buy this, buy that, do this, do that to get the best deal. So this one is finding 18,768,000. This other website is finding 18,776,000. Well, it's a little bit more, right? So I might as well do it on Pitius, but I could do it over here on 9mm if it sometimes, and it sometimes does find a better deal. It sometimes will be higher here, 18,768 compared to 18,811. So I'm a little better off at Pitius. What Pitius is doing, see, it shows the route here. It's going to trade my WETH to get Pulse and use that to get ETHTC. And for part of it, it's going to go to Pulse and then to Pulsex and then to ETHTC. But it's doing all that work for me of shopping around to find me the best deal. So let's go another $100. So this means we're going to have about 158 in here for the day. And that's because I want to help the green team go up in value. It's because I'm picking a token that has low liquidity but has utility. I can go out and spend it. You know, I can spend my profits instead of having to sell it. There's a way to use it without having to sell it. If I sell it, I drive the price down. If I spend it, I don't drive the price down. The rest of my tokens are still worth what they were worth. I didn't make everything go down by selling. Okay, so where are we going again? We're going to go put that in our chart to see how we are going to do. So my goal is my 158 that I just bought today. My goal is, well, in 37 days, if the green team is successful, it doubles. I could go out and spend $300 at restaurants. It only cost me 158. Or I could take just my profit and spend 150 in restaurants and still have 150 left to start over. Or if I just leave it, every 37 days, it doubles if the green team's successful and averaging an average of 2% a day increase. What makes that happen is that there's people that are looking at this chart. Oh, look at this. It's green all the way across. What made it do that? We made it do that. With that little bit of 158 bucks, we made it go up this much in the last 5 minutes, this much in an hour. It was already up over here. But because we're helping the green team, instead of being only up 2% today, we're up 7 or 8, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8% today. So, wow, I might get to my goal faster. Of course, one of these days it might be down 8%. So things go up, things go down. It just depends on how many traders there are that are selling their ETHTC instead of waiting a year and spending it. If a person is buying ETHTC and then when it doubles and they just sell it, they've just completely destroyed their whole premise. They've just completely destroyed their participation in the green team. I call them a trader. Why would somebody put in $100 and 37 days later sell it for 200? What have they gained? $100? La-di-da. I would rather gain $200,000 worth of trade by just waiting a year, by being patient. And when I get to $200,000 value, can I sell it and take out 200,000? No, because there's not that much liquidity. The liquidity is low on purpose to discourage people from selling. It does two things. It helps it go up faster, but it also discourages people from selling, because if you're selling a token $200,000 worth that has low liquidity, you're going to drive the price way down. What a trader. Why not just go spend it instead of selling it? That's what I think. So I have to remember that I'm buying something that has a utility. I'm buying something. I'm part of the green team. And as a loyal member of the green team, when I can afford it, I'm not going to take my rent money. I'm not going to take my money that I should be paying on credit cards or paying on my house. I am going to, you don't need to let Mason in, Harris. He's for the next meeting.
All right.
I'm going to just use my fund money and just use it for fun. When it's worth 200,000, I'm going to go to the TC barter store and buy stuff instead of selling. I'm going to buy maybe a car. Maybe I'm going to go play golf. Maybe I'm going to go call Uber transportation for a ride to the airport. Maybe I'm going to call DoorDash and have food delivered. Maybe I'm going to buy some real estate with it if I can find some on here for sale. Maybe I'm going to, what am I going to find on here that I can buy? All kinds of fun stuff. 158 bucks that I put in today, if it's successful, is going to give me $200,000 to spend on fun stuff a year from now, if it's successful. There's no guarantee. This is a fun game. There's no, what's the word? Financial advice here. This is, we're inviting you to join the green team, the fun game. So that's it. That's my show for the day. Any questions? Email us at donaldtheguru.com. Go to the TC Barter store, see what you can find. Go to MetaMask, get yourself a wallet, and then decide if you want to play this game, the Green Team game. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for coming.